Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Jason Dedeker teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. And here we are. Fall is here.
Oh, it's so crispity outside.
My picture is looking better, I think, which is good.
Yeah, we did upgrade Emily's internet.
Yeah, we upgraded it to the best that Spectrum can buy, I think. And it's really just for all of you.
I mean, the best that you can buy from Spectrum.
Right.
Yes, the best that I can buy from Spectrum in this godforsaken city. So we'll see. I do think that it's a little bit better. It better be because,
Yeah, seems so good. I mean, good so far.
Yeah, I think so.
Your
Not
picture
bad.
is made up of several pixels.
Multiple pixels.
Yeah, quite a
sure.
few. Quite a
more
few.
than more than one, which it
More
was
than
last
two,
time. Yes.
as they say. Yes.
As they say. Did you know that today is a special day, Emily?
It's the penultimate acts.
It is the penultimate
Penultimax. The penultimax.
The penultimax.
Yes.
Got it.
Penultimax.
Yes, penultimax. It's really exciting. I'm excited.
Do you remember what happened last time?
Oh, no.
I also don't.
Okay, so last time it was when Paul sort of laid claim to every single possible nationality and language in order to get out of trouble multiple times. And then he also sowed
like
some seeds of discord and chaos. No, he didn't sow any wild oats. He just sowed seeds of discord and chaos among the Pharisees and Sadducees.
Okay, cool.
And then there was that whole thing about him, claiming that he was Greek, like, oh, you can't hold a Greek citizen.
Roman citizen.
Sorry.
He can speak Greek.
I keep
spoke
doing
Greek
it.
to the captain of the guard
You're like,
or whoever.
they're the same thing. You just keep thinking that they're exactly the same thing.
Jeez, you're so uninformed.
I really am.
Okay.
You're so bigoted and ignorant.
It's so true.
About Greek life. About frat life.
Hashtag Greek life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because we didn't have a Greek system at my college. So that's
you were
why.
really missing out.
Yeah,
because
that's why.
you went to like the most liberal arts school that has ever liberal artsed.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, well, I went to a school that consistently ranked in Playboy's top 10 party colleges. So we had a very healthy and robust Greek system. Yes.
Wow.
Now, interestingly, even without a Greek system, we had a party that was regularly listed in Rolling Stone's best college parties of the year.
Interesting.
Which was our drag ball, actually.
Okay, that's cooler.
Cool.
That's
very
cooler,
cool.
for sure.
I love that for you.
Yeah, well, there was
that for you.
Episode volume of College Invasion that was shot at my college.
Oh my goodness. Okay, a little different vibes.
Look it up later, Emily.
Goodness.
We can't discuss it here among polite company.
No.
Got it. Yeah. Amongst all the people who like to read the Bible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we can't do that.
Yes.
But so where we left off last time was that that had been going on, and then instead they put him in Herod's palace to kind of await his actual trial.
Okay.
So he's still not out of the woods, but he's been escalated, brought into the VIP suite, I guess.
That's nice.
Yeah, so that's where we left off. So still a little bit of a cliffhanger, which is exciting. Overall, this
So
book
he's going to get to hang out with Herod, as it were.
His cousin Herrick.
Herrick and Herod.
Herrick Trump.
Oh, gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Yikes. Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know if Herod is there or if he's in a wing so far away he won't see him. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Okay. I guess we will find out. Cool. Oh, the high priest. There was a priest.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a high priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there often is.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something about the Holy Goose? Wasn't the Holy Goose around?
Did the Holy Goose get a name drop? I don't remember.
Was that in an earlier episode?
When he got out of jail previously, that was perhaps some angelic intervention, but I don't think the Holy Goose got mentioned recently.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Huh.
But I did want to share on a different note with all of you.
Please. Yes.
In the DBS Jace's movie recommendation corner, that just a couple days ago, I had a delightful film festival for two with Dedeker, where we watched Last Action Hero, which is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from 1993.
Okay.
That I had not watched since I saw it in theaters as like an 11-year-old.
Wow.
And it was great. I really think it held up. I think it's an underrated Schwarzenegger movie for sure.
Wait, is this related to the Bible at all?
Yeah, I'm like, does it have anything to do with the Bible?
You're just giving us Jace's random movie recommendation corner.
Random movie recommendation. It's because I really wanted to come up with something for Rock O'Clock. And when I looked into Dwayne The Rock Johnson, there was nothing. And I was like, well, what's the next best thing? And I'm like, well, the previous big strong man who became a movie star, Schwarz O'Clock, yeah. May the Schwartz be with you is the name of this segment.
I love that.
Did we cast him as something in this? I thought we did.
Let's see. I don't think we have, but I will check.
Yeah, we have not.
We have not.
What? How is that even possible?
I know.
Well, The Rock has really taken the limelight, you know, as far as big, strong, beefy boys is concerned.
Yeah. But if we need a big, strong, beefy, now much older looking man, Schwarzenegger, Arnold's the guy. So,
Schwarzenegger play the devil? Like, do we pit them against each other?
Whoa, I kind of love that.
Okay.
No, I feel like that's got to be John Cena.
Really?
They've got that old WWE rivalry. I think would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad, but John Cena just seems, his look is not intense enough to be Satan, I think.
Oh, but see, I feel like that's kind of what I've imagined our vibe with Satan is. He's actually kind of likable. You know, that's sort of the twist we have.
He is kind
of basically like that show
like
Lucifer,
Cena.
where they made Satan be super hot. So
people think, for sure. They're saying Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he's on our list. He hasn't been cast yet, but he is on the list.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good things to think about as we're moving forward.
What are you two drinking?
We've only got a few books left.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Do you want to tell the story, Jace?
Oh, please.
Yeah, so we went out to eat at a local bar the other day, and we were there like toward closing. And the bartender, I think, just wanted to get out of there quickly. That's what he said. And so as an apology for starting to like vacuum or whatever while we were still eating.
Oh, I do that shit when people are still eating. I
feel like I've just served them their appetizers and I'm already putting chairs up on their table.
No, I don't do that. But I do, sweep the front of the restaurant and take candles away while they're still there. Yeah.
So he came up to us and was like, hey, just wanted to say I'm sorry. And then just very subtly sat down two Jell-O shots on our table. And we both looked at them and were like, we're not going to do those, right? No.
Well, I said to the bartender, like, he has to get up at like 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
And
You're
so
like, we'll do this for drunk Bible study.
Right. So instead I put them in the pockets of my hoodie and then we left.
Got it.
Okay, so it's weirdly appropriate that we started talking about our various colleges' levels of drunkenness today.
Exactly.
Like it was accepted into our brains.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do we take these now? Do we take them before reading?
Yeah, I think we got to do it early. Yeah.
Here's the problem. I've never known how to take a Jell-O shot with dignity. I don't want to do this on camera.
You just you just kind of put your tongue around it.
I know. That's why I don't want to do it on camera.
Just like Jace is doing. There you go. Slurp it.
It's not that kind of Twitch show, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Boy, that's very sugary. Holy moly.
What is it? Vodka?
I can never do it in one go. I'm like a dog. Like when you give a dog a little puppuccino or whatever, and there's like blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yep, see, you guys needed to bring a spoon and then just spoon it on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Who brings a spoon to a Jell-O shot fight?
Somebody who knew that they were about to have a Jell-O shot on camera.
Yeah, no, that is smart. Well, while we keep working on these Jell-O shots.
Oh, Brady's got some deep cuts. Brady remembered that Jace's former roommate used to make gourmet Jell-O shots.
Damn, that is impressive that you remembered that.
Good
I was just thinking about that when you pulled those out.
I will say, this
Eric.
is not as good as the ones that he would make.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because his Jell-O shots were really freaking good.
They were really good. They were good.
Like the ones I think about a lot are the ones that were made with nigori sake. So the cloudy white sake, but with a little bit of strawberry in it, and strawberries on top. was really, really good. Yeah, that was amazing.
Jello shots, goodness.
Yeah. Emily, tell us about your drink while I'm working on this Jello shot.
Okay. So, the bartender this morning texted me and was like, it's fall, because every single time we've gone outside, I'm like, is it fall yet? Is it fall yet? Because he is a runner and knows very well the smell and feel of fall because he has run in it for years and years. And so he texted me and was like, it's fall, go outside, it's fall. And so it did feel very crisp today in a way that it has not yet in New York City. So I decided I needed to make a fall drink. So I pulled out some pumpkin puree and I had that like cinnamon apple spiced simple syrup from last time and some gin and a little bit of lemon juice. And I pureed all of that and then I shook it with ice and strained it and I made this.
It's like a pumpkin pie in a martini glass.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Exactly, yeah.
I want it.
It actually is excellent. It's really good. I'm very proud of this drink.
That's amazing.
And then I've got my little apple fan up there as a little garnish. And then I did a brown sugar rim as well. So
wonderful.
I'm pretty proud of this one.
Yeah. Did you take pictures of that to put
I did.
in our
I need
Patreon?
to put it on. I need to put it on.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm proud of him.
Yeah. I think that'll be a good fall cocktail for our listeners to make. If you're interested in that, go to patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy and you can get Emily's drink recipes as well as toasts on the show and our love. We'll talk about that more later, but don't forget.
Love forever. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very tasty. It tastes like fall in my mouth and outside on my skin. It's great.
Yep. All the tasty fall skin. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Let's get up into this, eh?
It's time.
Yes.
It is time.
Great.
Cool.
Today we are continuing on where we left off with Paul in some dire straits here. This is Acts chapters 24, 25, and 26. 3 chapters today. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you are in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
And with that, it is Acts chapter 24. After 5 days, 5 days in the clink, in Herod's clink.
Dang. Yikes.
Okay.
I mean, Herod's palace, to be fair.
But is it the palace clink?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's still, probably
we don't
not
know.
doing as well as he could be.
Unclear.
After 5 days, the high priest, Ananias, came down with certain elders and an orator, one Tertullus. Oh, right. Like, Herod was like, yeah, we'll keep you here until your accusers show up. They also had to wait until they showed up.
Yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, yeah. It's because there was a plot to kill him. And so he like wrote that letter to his fellow noblemen in a different city that was like, hey, this guy, we got to hold him, but people are trying to kill him, so keep him safe until the trial can come there. So it's like in a whole other city they snuck him off to in the night. I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
They went to Antipatris.
Right, Antipasti.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
When he was called, Tertullus began to accuse him, saying, seeing that by you we enjoy much peace, and that excellent measures are coming to this nation, we accept it in all ways and in all places, most excellent Felix, with all thankfulness.
Who's Felix?
Oh, I see. Yeah, so you start off by like praising whoever the ruler of that city is.
And is that...
Yeah, and Felix was like the governor or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
But that... I don't delay you. I entreat you to bear with us and hear a few words. For we have found this man to be a plague, an instigator of insurrections among all the Jews throughout the world, and a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes. Oh, the Nazarenes, my people.
Yes. Throw him under the bus.
He even tried to profane the temple, and we arrested him. By examining him yourself, you may ascertain all these things of which we accuse him. The Jews also joined in the attack, affirming that these things were so. When the governor had beckoned to him to speak, Paul answered, Because I know that you've been a judge of this nation for many years, I cheerfully make my defense. That's a funny way
so
to
cheerfully.
describe it. Seeing that you can recognize that it is not more than 12 days since I went up to worship at Jerusalem. In the temple, they didn't find me disputing with anyone or stirring up a crowd, either in the synagogues or in the city, nor can they prove to you the things of which they now accuse me. But this I confess to you, that after the way, which they call a sect, so I serve the God of our fathers, believing all things which are according to the law and which are written in the prophets, having hope toward God, which these also themselves look for, that there will be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and the unjust. Herein, I also practice always having a conscience void of offense toward God and men.
A conscience void of offense. I like that.
Yeah.
It's like his way of saying a clear conscience.
Yeah.
Void of offense.
No offense here.
Now, after some years, I came to bring gifts for the needy to my nation and offerings, amid which certain Jews from Asia found me purified in the temple, not with a mob, nor with turmoil. They ought to have been here before you, and to make accusation if they had anything against me. Or else, let these men themselves say what injustice they found in me when I stood before the council, unless it is for this one thing that I cried, standing among them. Okay, quote, concerning the resurrection of the dead, I am being judged before you today. Close quote. Okay, Jace, can you help? Can you summarize what the message may have said about what his case is here? Because to me, it sounds like he's saying, I didn't do it. Like, I was just hanging out in the temple.
Yeah, basically, he's saying, first he butters up the governor Felix. By telling him how great and just he is. And then he says, I didn't have any arguments in temples. I was just there quietly observing the Pentecost. And it was, Jerusalem on Pentecost. And I've been minding my own business the whole time. But I do admit this, in regard to the way that they talk shit about me, I'm paraphrasing now the paraphrasing that he's already
Eugene.
done.
I'm I think Eugene probably wouldn't use those words, but sure.
No, definitely not.
No.
So he's admitting to things that are not really admitting to anything, right?
Sure.
So he's I admit that I do love God so much.
Okay.
And that I do believe God will raise the dead. And if that's my crime, then lock me away. That kind of a thing. And then he says, I try to keep a clear conscience before everyone. While I was away, I took up a collection for the poor and brought that with me. And if people saw me there, I wasn't making a disturbance. I was just quietly praying. If people did see me there in Ephesus, why aren't they here accusing me?
Okay.
So he's kind of no one was actually here, or no one is here to accuse me that actually could have been at any of these places where I was, I think is what he's saying.
So I think we are learning, and I think this tracks or will track once we get to his letters. Paul's a pretty good arguer.
Sure.
Sure.
Natural lawyer.
That makes sense. I feel like he's gotten out of a lot of sticky situations.
Yeah. He's not a dumb dude.
No, just by speaking well and making good arguments.
So his final case he's making here is he's saying, the real reason I'm here being accused is because I believe in the resurrection.
Okay.
I see. So he's kind of deflecting that's the real reason people don't like me.
Right. I guess because it goes back to what he did where he said...
the Pharisees and the Sadducees.
Yeah, where he's I'm like a Sadducee. I believe in the resurrection. And that kind of started this whole fight. I guess he's trying to lean into that.
Yeah.
Boy, those Jello shots come on fast, don't they?
I guess for you.
All right, here we go. Okay, but Felix, having more exact knowledge concerning the way, deferred them, saying... When Lysias, the commanding officer, comes down, I will decide your case.
Whoa.
The way.
Yeah.
Like the way of Christ? The way of the Christians?
Yeah. Does that mean he's a believer, or does that just mean that he's familiar with it?
So the way that Eugene puts it here is that Felix knew far more about the way than he let on.
Oh.
And could have settled the case then and there. But instead, he said, we'll wait for Captain Lysias to come down.
Okay.
So I feel like Eugene's putting a lot more editorializing in here.
Of course.
But it is at least that thing who's that he knows about the way. And just in the last few chapters, we've started calling it the way, which I don't feel like we did before.
The way,
which
is interesting.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Well, and John Duff is saying Pharisees are the ones who believe in resurrection. Sadducees don't believe in any afterlife, angels, etc.
Yeah, Jace flipped it.
Sorry, I had that backwards.
Yeah.
Thank you, John Dolph. Yeah, so he said that he was a Pharisee.
Got it. Okay.
He ordered the centurion that Paul should be kept in custody and should have some privileges. What privileges do you think?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Okay, let me finish the sentence. Okay, should have some privileges and not to forbid any of his friends to serve him or to visit him. Okay, so he gets to have friends visit. What other privileges do you think he gets?
Conjugal visits for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
Also
I
from
don't
his
know.
friends.
Paul's not
Also from
very
his
into
friends.
sex.
Is
At
he
least
not?
according to
We
his
don't know
letters.
that yet. Yeah,
we don't know that yet, but
Wait, is he celibate?
he's later on seems to become a fan of celibacy. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Is he like
We'll
the
get there.
first? Okay.
The first what?
incel.
The first incel, maybe.
Definitely. No, well, wait a minute. Aren't Catholic
first
priests
no
supposed
fap.
to be celibate?
They're supposed to be, yes.
Yeah, priest. Sorry,
So
yeah.
is he the first Catholic priest?
Well, some say he's the first
I think
pope.
so. No, Peter's the first
so then,
pope.
yeah.
Oh, Peter. Wait.
Who's Peter?
Peter, Simon Peter.
The other guy.
Emily.
Yeah.
Oh, that
You're
guy.
right, you're right, you're right.
Oh, okay, I don't know. I mean, we haven't
goodness.
talked to Simon Peter in a minute. I don't know how we was supposed to go from point A to point B that Peter was the Pope. Pope Peter,
yeah.
Simon.
Pope Simon.
Whatever. Pope Simon
Still
Peter.
me, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
But after some days, Felix came with Drusilla, his wife, who was a Jewess. Okay, named ladies. Yay.
Wow.
Drusilla. That's
Okay,
quite,
Drusilla.
That feels like a Cinderella's
I was going to say, wasn't
name.
one of her stepsisters named Drusilla? I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't know. It was something kind of close to
yeah.
that.
Okay. And sent for Paul and heard him concerning the faith in Christ Jesus. As he reasoned about righteousness, self-control, and the judgment to come, Felix was terrified and answered, "Go your way for this time, and when it is convenient for me, I will summon you."
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile-
Sorry, I'm so confused here. So he's just like freaked out by it?
It seems that way. Okay, can we summon
sure,
Eugene
sure,
again?
sure. Yeah. So Felix's wife, Drusilla, they came and Paul talked to them about a life of believing in Jesus Christ.
Okay.
As Paul continued to assist on right relations with God and his people, about a life of moral discipline and the coming judgment, Felix felt things getting a little too close for comfort and dismissed him.
Wait,
Okay.
between Paul and Drusilla?
Or Paul and himself? I like, what? No, I guess he's like, thinks maybe...
Just like the sexual tension here, you could cut with a knife. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta get out of here. Get you gone, please.
Yeah. The New International Version just says that Felix was afraid of all the stuff Paul was saying. So I guess it's something like that.
Maybe it's just like, oh, this guy's a little more intense than I realized. Okay.
They want to
Meanwhile-
cast Felix the cat as Henry. Henry as
Felix the cat as... Wait, okay. Henry as Felix the cat.
as Felix the governor.
Felix the governor. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, I guess I'll write that down.
I love that my cat is going to be a part of this, but
Yeah.
like, what is his voice going to be? Or is he just going to meow at everyone? And they're like, you're right. Ugh, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, that is fun. Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to experiment. Do some screen tests.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Meanwhile, he also hoped that money would be given to him by Paul, that he might release him. Oh, he was hoping for a bribe. He's like, oh, this went horribly wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
That's, yeah.
Therefore, also he sent for him more often and talked with him. But when 2 years were fulfilled, gosh,
Whoa.
2 years.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's been here 2 years?
Yeah, he's been just having these conversations with Felix
That's
and his wife
crazy.
and Drusilla for 2 years.
That's
Boy.
a lot
Okay.
of time.
But when 2 years were fulfilled, Felix was succeeded by, Porcius Festus.
Porcius Festus?
Porcius Festus.
Porcius Festus. Wow.
And desiring to gain favor with the Jews, Felix left Paul in bonds.
Mean.
That's the end of the chapter.
Wasn't
Y'all.
Porcius Festus like the name of one of the characters from the Addams Family? Something like that.
Oh, like
I don't
Uncle
believe so.
Festus?
Uncle Porcius Festus.
Uncle
That's
Porcius
Uncle
Festus.
Fester.
Uncle Fester.
Yeah, Uncle Fester.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
But isn't it like, wait, not Fidelis, Festus Fidelis?
Okay.
No.
Yes. No, John Dolph, thank you. Because I was going to say, it sounds like a festival about pigs. And John Dolph saying that's kind of what it would mean.
Oh, like porcine?
A porcine festival.
Porcine. Yeah.
Porcine festine.
Fascinating. The Festival of Pigs.
And it said that he wanted to win favor with the Jews, which is why they kept him in prison. Because I guess with your name being Pork Festival, the Jews, you've kind of got to make up for that with the Jews, right?
Yeah, I mean, fair. Got it. Okay.
That guy did not want favor with the Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Should we take a break now?
Yeah, let's do one now. Okay. So that we can really full steam ahead for these next two chapters. So we want to take a quick moment to let everyone know that if you want Emily's drink recipes and you want to be so cool, part of our community, get early releases of the recorded version of this, and for us to know that you love us, and therefore for you to know that we also love you, you can become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. We don't do any advertising on this show, so that is the only way that we get any support with this. So we really appreciate all of you who contribute there each month. And also, go tell your friends. Bring them around to the live shows. Come hang out. We have a great time. We love chatting with people while we're recording this. And so come on down to drunkbiblestudy.com/live to learn about the live shows. Or you can follow us on Twitch at Drunk Bible Study.
Okay, well, during this break, I'm going to be hydrating more because, boy, this Jell-O shot and little old me. But the homework I want to give people in the chat during our break is I want to know that if you were running on a political platform but had to change your name to blank festival, and it has to be some type of animal, so Mad Lib style, some type of animal, festival or festus, what would it be? Okay. I expect to have some good answers when we come back, and we'll see you on the other side of intermission. All right, we're back. I got to check on our homework real quick. Okay, let's see. We got Adelia shot off first with the Aardvark Festival. That's pretty good. And Elisa with the Capybara Festival. Very mellow for sure. Wildlife has managed a pheasant festival. Definitely get points for the alliteration. Aquaca Fest. I love that. Yeah, Felis Festus, Raccoon Festival, which was then shortly, Sam said Raccoon Festival, and then Zbove said a Trash Panda Festival. Sam also sliding with the Corvid Carnival. Okay, now we're starting to get further away from festival.
Yeah.
Remember, this has to be your name. This has to be your name on the ballot. Is this
right?
Octopods Festival? Yeah, that's good too.
Oh yeah, love that.
Cetaceus Festus. John Dolph, the Parrot Party. I did say people would get extra points for Latin. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yes, Festus.
Well
amazing.
Done.
Okay, beautiful.
What about the two of you?
Oh, yeah. I was trying to look up the Latin name for hippopotamus because I was
love that.
Introduced to that little spicy bean.
Yeah. I can't believe I still...
Mudang.
Mudang Festus.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. See, mine was going to be the Flamingo Festival, but it's
that's good.
Phoencopterus. Phoenicopterus.
I already stopped listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tuned you out. Sorry.
Phoencopterus.
I think mine would be deer, which is service in Latin. Service Festus.
Service Festus.
Deer.
That's fun.
You are kind of deer-esque. I like that.
Thank you. That's a great compliment.
Yeah.
Yep, just like twin fawns. All right.
Okay. We're doing this?
Shall we continue on?
Yes.
With Acts chapter 25. Festus, therefore, right, we're just going to call him Festus for short. Yes, okay, I guess that's good. Festus, therefore, having come into the province, after 3 days, went up to Jerusalem from Caesarea. Then the high priest and the principal men of the Jews informed him against Paul, and they begged him, asking a favor against him that he would summon him to Jerusalem, plotting to kill him on the way. However, Festus answered that Paul should be kept in custody at Caesarea and that he himself was about to depart shortly.
Whoa.
Let them, therefore, said he, Let them, therefore, that are in power among you, go down with me. And if there is anything wrong with the man, let them accuse him. So they all want people to accuse him.
Yeah.
Got to hand it to these Roman rulers, I
Now,
guess.
there's an interesting parallel happening here of Jesus went through the same cycle, right?
Yeah, people needing to
we got to try
accuse
to
him.
get him. We got to try to catch him somehow.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I suppose you're right.
And find something legitimate to accuse him of.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating. I mean, I bet Paul loves this. Loves it.
Mm.
He's
Maybe.
like, I am the next Jesus, or I am following the same path that Jesus took.
Oh, yeah.
And therefore,
Perhaps, yeah.
I'm the next big thing. Not as big as Jesus, but still a big deal. Love it.
So now, again about Festus.
Mm-hmm.
When he had stayed among them more than 10 days, he went down to Caesarea, and on the next day he sat on the judgment seat and commanded Paul to be brought. When he had come, the Jews who had come down from Jerusalem stood around him, bringing against him many grievous charges, which they could not prove, while he said in his defense, "Neither against the laws of the Jews, nor against the temple, nor against Caesar have I sinned at all."
Okay.
But Festus, desiring to gain favor with the Jews, answered Paul and said, "Are you willing to go up to Jerusalem and be judged by me there concerning these things?" But Paul said, "I am standing before Caesar's judgment seat, where I ought to be tried. I have done no wrong to the Jews, as you also know very well. For if I have done wrong and committed anything worthy of death, I don't refuse to die. But if none of those things is true that they accuse me of, no one can give me up to them. I appeal to Caesar."
Whoa.
Wow. He's good at speeches, good at arguing, good at speeches.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure.
Then Festus, when he had conferred with the council, Festus is like, I've got to go talk to my council.
Give me a second, everyone.
When he had conferred with the council, answered, "You have appealed to Caesar? To Caesar you shall go."
Caesar? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Look
okay.
at that.
Escalating. Now, when some days had passed, Agrippa, the king, and Bernice, named woman.
Oh,
wow.
I assume it's a woman.
I guess, yeah.
Check for that.
Unless Bernice is a man's name. It's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be Bernie.
Bernice.
So Agrippa the king and Bernice arrived at Caesarea and greeted Festus. As he stayed there many days, Festus laid Paul's case before the king, saying, "There's a certain man left a prisoner by Felix, about whom, when I was at Jerusalem, the chief priests and the elders of the Jews informed me, asking for a sentence against him." They informed me asking for a sentence. I don't know if they informed you. They just asked for it. Anyway.
Yeah.
To whom I answered that it is not the custom of the Romans to give up any man to destruction before the accused has met the accusers face to face and has had opportunity to make his defense concerning the matter laid against him. When, therefore, they had come together here, I didn't delay, but on the next day sat on the judgment seat and commanded the man to be brought, concerning whom, when the accusers stood up, they brought no charge of such things as I supposed, but had certain questions against him about their own religion and about one Jesus who was dead, whom Paul affirmed to be alive. I didn't get it. No, sorry. Yeah, whom Paul affirmed to be alive. Being perplexed how to inquire concerning these things, I asked whether he was willing to go to Jerusalem and there be judged concerning these matters. But when Paul had appealed to be kept for the decision of the emperor, I commanded him to be kept until I could send him to Caesar.
Okay.
Wow. This is actually really an interesting turn of events that I don't know that I remember learning about.
I don't remember any of this. I don't think they could find a way to make this interesting to a sixth grader.
For young people.
Yeah.
Ironically, this is some of the most interesting stuff I feel like we've read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
okay, so he explains all that.
It's a fun trial, we're reading 12 Angry Men or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little courtroom drama. I like that.
Exactly.
Agrippa said to Festus, "I also would like to hear the man myself." just throwing it out there, this could be Arnold.
I think we gotta.
I
can't
also
throw.
We'll see.
Wait, that was terrible.
Yeah. I would also like to hear the man myself.
That was good. That was good.
Tomorrow, he said, you shall hear him. So, on the next day, when Agrippa and Bernice had come with great pomp, and they had entered into the place of hearing with the commanding officers and principal men of the city, at the command of Festus, Paul was brought in. Festus said, King Agrippa, and all men who are present with us, you see this man, about whom all the multitude of the Jews petitioned me, both at Jerusalem and here, crying that he ought not to live any longer. But when I found that he had committed nothing worthy of death, and as he himself appealed to the emperor, I determined to send him, of whom I have no certain thing to write, my lord. Sorry, that was a whole sentence on its own.
Yeah, gosh.
Of whom
Of course.
I have no certain thing to write, my lord.
Write to my lord.
Write to my lord. To write to my lord.
Skip to my loo.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like a nursery rhyme or something.
I guess he's like, I could not even sum this up for you in a letter, so I just asked you to come here.
Okay.
Of whom I have no certain thing to write to my lord. Therefore, I have brought him before you, and especially before you, King Agrippa, that after examination, I may have something to write.
Okay.
For it seems to me unreasonable in sending a prisoner not also to specify the charges against him.
I think
Festus
that's
really
fair.
had his work cut out for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Stepping into this position.
It does feel like he's being very political in his handling of this, though, right? A lot of flowery sort of talking around when he really meant to say, like, I don't know what to do with him. If you could tell me, I can ship him to you. I got to know what to put on, like, the customs manifest.
I feel like this is very like To Kill a Mockingbird or, you know, A Few Good Men or something right now. This is very courtroom drama. It's cool. I like it.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, should we move on?
And that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Let's go to 26. Here we go. Okay. Agrippa said to Paul, you may speak for yourself. Then Paul stretched out his hand and made his defense. I think
I'm
myself
imagining
happy.
him stretching it out like Phoenix Wright. He's like, objection,
I think
with the
Paul
hand in the foreground.
is a showman. I think he might be the greatest showman
Yeah.
at
The
this
greatest
point.
showman.
He knows.
Okay, so wait, who is he? Are we cast
We cast
the
Justin
tour
Timberlake.
already? It's Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is arguably the greatest
Also a
showman.
showman.
He's
For
pretty
sure.
show-like. He's
Mhm.
pretty show-like.
Even
Okay.
though it could be Hugh Jackman, but I don't know. I actually I'm kind of seeing JT in this.
Yeah, JT's good. JT's good. All right. Paul stretched out his hand and made his defense. I think myself happy, King Agrippa, that I am to make my defense before you this day concerning all the things that I am accused by the Jews, especially because you are expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews. Therefore, I beg you to hear me patiently. Indeed, all the Jews know my way of life from my youth up, which was from the beginning among my own nation and at Jerusalem, having known me from the first, if they are willing to testify that after the strictest sect of our religion, I lived a Pharisee. Okay, so he's like a big deal Orthodox boy or what? Or was?
Well, I guess, yeah. He's arguing that the Pharisees are the most strict, which I don't know if that's true or not. But
according to
basically
him.
saying, like, if you ask anyone from my upbringing, they'll tell you I was in this really strict part of our religion and that I was a good boy, I guess.
Yeah. Now, I stand here to be judged for the hope of the promise made by God to our fathers, which our 12 tribes earnestly serving night and day hope to attain. Concerning this hope, I am accused by the Jews, King Agrippa. Why is it judged incredible with you if God does raise the dead? I myself most assuredly thought that I had to do many things contrary to the name of Jesus of Nazareth. This I also did in Jerusalem. I both shut up many of the saints in prisons, having received authority from the chief priests, and when they were put to death, I gave my vote against them. Punishing them often in all the synagogues, I tried to make them blaspheme. Being exceedingly enraged against them, I persecuted them even to foreign cities. Whereupon I traveled to Damascus with the authority and commission from the chief priests. At noon, O king, I saw on the way a light from the sky, brighter than the sun.
We're getting the whole story again.
Oh, yeah. The story. Yeah, okay.
The story. This is good, though, because we're about to have a quiz and I need to study.
Right. Also, Eugene's version of this is very exciting.
Oh, yeah?
I gotta say. Yeah. So he's doing the whole thing again, right? Where he's retelling how he wasn't always on this side, right? That he did all these terrible things with the authority of the priests and whatever. He said, let's see here. I threw these believers, I had no idea they were God's people, into the Jerusalem jail right and left. And whenever it came to a vote, I voted for their execution. I stormed through their meeting places, bullying them into cursing Jesus, a one-man terror obsessed with obliterating these people. And then I started on the towns outside Jerusalem.
Wow.
And he talks about going to Damascus and that stuff you were just reading. But
okay.
Yeah, so he's really just, really painting a cool picture, Eugene.
All right, 13. At noon, O king, I saw on the way a light from the sky, brighter than the sun.
I like that. At noon, there was a light from the sky.
There was a light. There it was, right above me. Brighter than the sun, shining around me and those who traveled with me. When we had all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice saying to me in the Hebrew language, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? It is hard for you to kick against the goads. I said, who are you, Lord?
Right, kick against the goads. I remember that one now.
What is the goads? What does that mean?
It's this image of when you're goading an animal with a goad, right? And it kicks back against it.
Yeah, kick against it.
Yeah.
I said, who are you, Lord? He said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. But arise and stand on your feet, for I have appeared to you for this purpose, to appoint to you a servant and a witness, both for the things which you have seen and of the things which I will reveal to you, delivering you from the people and from the Gentiles to whom I send you, to open their eyes that they may turn from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God, that they may receive remission of sins and an inheritance among those who are sanctified by faith in me. Therefore, King Agrippa, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision, but declared first to them of Damascus at Jerusalem and throughout all the country of Judea, and also to the Gentiles, that they should repent and turn to God, doing works worthy of repentance. For this reason, the Jews seized me in the temple and tried to kill me. Having therefore obtained the help that is from God, I stand to this day testifying both to small and great, saying nothing but what the prophets and Moses said would happen, how the Christ must suffer, and how by the resurrection of the dead he would be first to proclaim light both to these people and to the Gentiles. As he thus made his defense. Oh, yes. Okay, that was the end of Paul talking.
Yeah, okay. I'm just kind of reading through some other translations here because Eugene has now lost some points with me, I think.
Has he lost the thread a little bit?
Well,
what did he do?
Okay, so this whole thing where he's saying, it's because of this that the Jews grabbed me in the temple, right, and tried to kill me because I'm preaching about Jesus and all this. And Eugene says here, they want to keep God for themselves. But God has stood by me, just as he promised, and I'm standing here saying that anyone who will listen, God can be with you, basically. And I'm looking at the other translations, and no one else seems to back that up.
So
I think Eugene got a little too interpretive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or projected
he got a little
too much.
He elaborated too much on what the accusation is against the Jews. Because in all the other ones, Paul's just saying God's with me, not that they want to keep him.
Yeah. Can I ask a question there? In a lot of religions in Christianity, right, and a lot of different sects, isn't it this idea that God is really truly only with a certain group of people and not with everyone else? And so...
Well, but that begs the question of
everyone else is wrong?
When you say God is with, What do you mean by that?
I don't know. God is actually blessing and being truthful to this portion of the religion, but not other portions of other religions, or even the Christian religion that's maybe Protestant and not Catholic or whatever. I mean, it's absurd to me, but it sounds like don't even like Christians get really into the semantics of it all and, oh no, you believe, but you don't. And God is going to save you, but not you because you're not Catholic or whatever.
Yeah, at least the way that I grew up with, I think Sam in the chat put it nicely, was this sense of, no, God is with everyone, but some people are his favorites. And he will still send them to hell. The people who are not his favorites.
Well, that's interesting because I'm just thinking what you're talking about, Emily, of this idea that God is with certain people, to me makes me think more about the way that we talk about gods in like earlier polytheistic beliefs. Kind of like we talked about with Yahweh back in the Old Testament, right? Where it's like he was with the Jews because all the other people had their own different gods.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, and I mean, that makes sense to me.
Right.
But just this idea that there's only one God and they're only, and that he, they, she, whatever, are only with a certain group of people, period. And everyone else is effed. You know? Like, that's really unfortunate.
Well, okay, hold on though. That like, I mean, yes, that part is unfortunate. But that's not always how it was. That, like, again, I think like what Jace is pointing out when like polytheism is a little bit more normal among this group, this idea of like, well, we have our gods, they're our gods, and your gods over there are your gods. And maybe our gods might fight with each other a little bit, or maybe they'll date Beyonce and then break up and it'll be really awkward for a while.
That's odd.
But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of modern day Christianity, at least again in the church that I grew up in, there's a little bit of that, like, yeah, if someone on earth doesn't have the opportunity to hear the word of Christ, they're going to go to hell, even if they never even had the opportunity.
And I have a question about that too, because presumably the God that had Christ as a son and the God that didn't have Christ as a son is the same God. So what then?
Well, okay, so hold on, let me back up a little bit. Sure, that's a question, right? It's maybe a branching storyline, multiverse question there.
I mean, I guess.
But I think, again, to bring it back to what we're actually reading here, though, that we still have not gotten into any of this going to hell for not believing in Jesus thing. That still hasn't ever been said by anyone here.
Not yet.
Right?
I bet it's
I honestly don't know if it ever will. I'm actually not sure where that belief comes from because we have not come across it yet, and I thought for sure we would have.
Wow.
Like the only thing we've gotten that's close to it is the whole John 3:16 thing, that whoever believes in him shall not die but have everlasting life. If you're thinking of that in like a metaphorical sense and that hell just means dying, but like none of that whole way that you're talking about
like hellfire and stuff.
Here, right? It's more about, I guess, just believing because you think he's right? That he's the Messiah, he's the Christ, and so you believe in him, and maybe that'll give you Holy Ghost superpowers, and maybe it'll give you some kind of resurrection later on. I guess it does seem like we're implying that here, that he believes in a real resurrection, but only for some people. Maybe. It's unclear.
Unclear. I mean, that I could maybe get behind, which is also absurd, but it really literally going to hell because you don't believe in a certain sect of a religion sounds completely ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And again, it's not been said anywhere here.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no, I mean, I agree with you. I'm just it's percolating based off of like all of the baggage that I've heard from all y'all and other people in my life. Mm-hmm. But this idea that I guess, sure, some people go to heaven, but not others. Others may just kind of erase out of existence or end up in the good place or purgatory or whatever. Okay.
Purgatory also doesn't exist yet in this belief system that we've heard about.
Is that all Catholics? Did they all do that?
I mean, yes, but honestly, like I'm curious to see as we read through this if any of these things are in the Bible at all, right? Because I know that the church had a lot of very formative years in the several hundred years after this, but I don't know. And, people are always going to argue it goes back to certain individual verses or certain things from this. But I do think it's interesting if you do try to get rid of some of the baggage that we have now, right? Because it's been so long and people have telephone gamed and gotten into their own little groups about all these things.
Yes.
Like you can see already here, right? Within the Jews, they've already segmented into these two groups that seem to pretty wildly disagree with each other theologically between the Pharisees and Sadducees.
Absolutely. It happens. I bet in all religions, there are the fundamentalists and the extremists,
I don't even think it's just that. It's not even that. Like even without it being about fundamentalism, it's just you just sort of split on something, especially when it's all kind of up to human interpretation or whatever.
That's the thing. We're all so unique, and can't we just embrace that, man? Come on, it's fine.
So I got to bring you back to the Unitarian Church, Emily.
Yeah.
God. Pastor Emily.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know. Okay, we should finish this, but there's a lot to think about always.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fascinating to me that we got so off track. Not the three of us, but
no, we're for sure on track.
Also the three of us, yeah.
We're not always wrong.
Not always wrong, yes.
Not always. Yeah. Okay, 24.
Okay, let's find out what happens to Paul here.
As he thus made his defense, Festus said with a loud voice, "Paul, you are crazy. Your great learning is driving you insane." But he said, "I'm not crazy, most excellent Festus, but boldly declare words of truth and reasonableness. For the king knows of these things, to whom also I speak freely. For I am persuaded that none of these things is hidden from him, for this has not been done in a corner." What?
Whoa.
In a corner?
Wow.
In a corner.
Like in a secret corner?
Yeah. Okay. This is a cool twist. I'm actually super into this right now. Let me read you Eugene's version. I think it will make a little more sense what's happening here. I'm checking other translations to make sure he's not too off the rails here. Yeah, okay. So here it is. So he says, "With all respect, Festus, Your Honor, I'm not crazy. I am both accurate and sane in what I'm saying. The king knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure that nothing of what I've said sounds crazy to him. He's known all about it for a long time. You must realize that this wasn't done behind the scenes. You believe the prophets, don't you, King Agrippa? Answer
he's
that.
Outing him.
I know you believe."
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Woof. Okay.
Verse 28.
This is drama.
I love this. This is so good.
I'm eating the popcorn.
Yes.
Wait, okay. Well,
maybe like the dregs of my Jell-O shot or something.
I ended at 26, but okay, here we go.
Oh, you did? Whoops.
Yeah. "For the king knows of these things, to whom also I speak freely. For I am persuaded that none of these things is hidden from him, for this has not been done in a corner. King Agrippa, do you believe the prophets? I know that you believe."
Oh, so good.
Agrippa said to Paul, with a little persuasion, "Are you trying to make me a Christian?" Paul said,
and he winks. Yeah.
Paul said, "I pray to God that whether with little or with much, not only you, but also all that hear me this day might become such as I am, except for these bonds."
Dude, why did you say it in such a sexy way? In such a flirty way.
I like it.
I don't know. They're flirting with each other a little bit. They're having a little moment,
They've clocked each other and they're like,
they're
little lip bite.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. So that whole thing
now
about
I'm back in on casting Schwarzenegger as Agrippa or whoever.
Oh, wait. I love the idea that the two of them are going to be batting eyes at each other. That's cute. I love that.
Yeah. Okay. So you said that thing about except for these prison bonds or whatever in your sultry voice.
Yeah.
I think Eugene is on board with you.
Oh, okay.
So check out his version.
Okay.
So he says, Agrippa answered, "Keep this up much longer and you'll make a Christian out of me." Paul, still in chains, said, "That's what I'm praying for, whether now or later. And not only you, but everyone listening today to become like me. Except, of course, for this prison jewelry.
But you can keep it on when we're in bed.
Oh boy. This prison jewelry.
There's like there's like a cycle of cringe, right? Where it's just like, ooh, awkward, ooh, cringe, ooh, awkward. And then it's just like amazing and hilarious.
It went all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a 360 turn there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm done. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, Emily just ate the rest of her pumpkin pie martini.
No, I ate an apple slice. Okay. It was very boozy. It was good. All right, 30. The king rose up with the governor and Bernice and those who sat with them. When they had withdrawn, they spoke to one another, saying, "This man does nothing worthy of death or of bonds." Agrippa said to Festus, "This man might have been set free if he had not appealed to Caesar."
Agrippa just yells all the time.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's Festus was the one who yelled that Paul is crazy.
Oh,
gotcha.
Well.
Right. Agrippa, this is Arnold.
Oh.
Who's Arnold? Agrippa's Arnold?
I thought that's what we said, the king.
Yeah, can you do your voice, please, on that list?
He should be set free now if he hadn't requested the hearing before Caesar.
That's good.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Good.
It helps that we just watched Last Action.
Yeah, you were primed.
Yeah,
it's fresh in my mind.
You've got him in your head right now. That's good. Yeah.
Wow. Boy, what a courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
What
drama.
But did not expect that homo-romantic overtone that crept in there. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Want more of that.
It was quite like sexual.
John Dolph does point out in the chat, and I have heard this one before, that there is a theory that Paul was maybe a closeted homosexual, and that's why he was pro-celibacy.
Yeah.
Possibly. Who knows?
Something I'm realizing as I just read that in Arnold's voice and tried to make sense of it, that I did not expect this twist here, right? So Agrippa, the king, comes and he's like, yeah, man, this dude's totally innocent. And then he says he could be set free right now if he hadn't requested a hearing before Caesar. So it's like they still have to take this. Yeah, he's in the system. So now they've got to take him to Caesar.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's the last cliffhanger for Acts is he's got to go to Caesar.
Wait, are they going to make Paul a martyr?
I don't know.
Because I could see that happening.
We'll see.
I don't remember how Paul meets his end.
Yeah.
I think it's martyring, though. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm having a flashback of like an animated version of Paul's story.
An animated
that's
version.
Always that's always the risk when you're trying to animate Bible stories. It was not VeggieTales.
Did they freaking so I didn't realize how ridiculous VeggieTales is. It's so.
What do you mean you didn't realize?
I didn't. I thought that it was
I thought we've watched some.
I know, but I've watched more now. And it is
what, like on your own?
No, with Alex. Yeah, no, like with the bartender. We watched.
But why?
Because there's this thing called the Song of the Cebu, which is
Cebu.
Yes.
Yeah.
With from Silly Songs with Larry, and it is so dumb, and it's like it's the thing that's woken us up many a morning. Like
what, singing Cebu together?
Yeah.
That's great.
See, one of my favorite Silly Songs with Larry was always the hairbrush song. Where's
Me
my
too.
hairbrush?
That's always
What's
my favorite. That? Yeah. Ask Alex to play it for you.
And that became a whole thing in my household growing up because I was also constantly losing my hairbrush.
Yep.
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I literally to this day somewhat regularly sing that song anytime I can't find my hairbrush
or even sing it out loud. I'll join you.
Similar. Oh,
I love
where
that song.
Is my hairbrush? Yeah. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Yeah. You'll go listen to that one. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, go watch the video.
All I have to say is they're vegetables.
Yeah.
Why did they need a hairbrush?
Well, watch the video.
To the song. Watch the video.
Okay.
And it all will be answered.
Maybe we'll have to do a viewing after this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Alrighty. Anyways, I guess, Barbara Manatee we also watched.
Yeah, another classic.
Barbara Manatee was really good.
Barbara Manatee, Manatee.
Yes, that was.
You're the one for me. I've not re-listened to that probably since I was 10. It is still up there.
It is in your brain, Dedeker. I'm very impressed.
Yes.
I'm very impressed. Yes. Like, is this the thing that all young Christian children watched?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, not me. But anyways, thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want to join the audience in our live stream shows, follow us on Twitch at Drunk Bible Study or go to drunkbiblestudy.com/live. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including early releases, cocktail recipes, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/Drunk Bible Study. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and write us a nice review on iTunes, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group or on Discord at discord.drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jason Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.